2:15 kickoff, so it looks as though there are no real formalities before this one. Ealing just drifting out, Scottish already warming up under the posts, and we're awaiting the appearance of the referee, who I don't think has yet been out to warm up. Be wise to on a day like this, I'd have thought. It's blustery, cool autumn day.
Dave, do you have a physio? Do you have a physio on the sidelines? You do? Okay, just checking. Okay, great. They've got one as well, so I just want to make sure. Have you got a match? Brilliant, thank you very much. Oh, that's not bad. At least they're blown up. Not too bad. That's what I say, at least it's blown up. No. I've just done this.
Somebody talk to me. Give me a clue as to what's going on here. Talk, talk, talk. Ealing versus Scottish, Vallis Way. Blustery autumn day. Ealing in the hoops. Referee is Hannah Everett, London Society, based in Battersea. And we're all ready to go. So Scottish kick off in this under-18 Hearts Middlesex Division 2 league match, and it's Ealing in the hoops, who first of all are trying to work their way out of their own 22 here on this Ealing Trailfinders ground. Beautifully appointed, perfect place for a match of this description. And Scottish, a bit of a handling error, no surprises.
No advantage.
With the wind, it's cold, and so it will take a time for these sides to warm up. First scrum of the game. Number 9 for Scottish, Harry Hardman, who is the halfback with standoff Max Cadigan.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Putting the ball in for Ealing, Finley McBride. Off to his lanky standoff Joe DC, but lost, and Scottish have the chance to try and break out of their own half.
Hey guys, going forward here off green.
A lot of whistle in the early stages with Hannah Everett, just picking up on everything that's going forwards, knocked on.
Guys, that doesn't sink in anywhere.
Harry Hardman, even at under 18 level, has already got the look of a scrum half.
Bind. Set.
Dwayne Peel look-alike.
Still in. Looking back.
Scottish in defence. Good kick downfield. A little bit wind assisted.
Tackle.
It's up to that 10-metre mark there. And the kick the other way, which Scottish have got to field. Safety first, into touch. Not a lot of yardage on that. Ealing, you'd expect
Guys, we're just inside.
to be the stronger of the two sides here. Scottish having turned up with 14 players. They've borrowed one off Ealing, complete the lineup, but they have no replacements named.
Thank you. Please, back for me, please. Thank you. It needs to be at least a metre. Remember what I said? Thank you.
Don't worry about what you do this way. Put your arm up.
Back it sweeps. 13 was Otway for the Trailfinders, but it's gone forwards again. So it's a very scrappy start in the early stages here. A lot of the game being played in midfield. Handling errors and knock-ons. A little bit too frequent.
Keep it up, please. Roach. Bind. Set.
Scottish put in for Hardman. Good drive. Attempted disruption by Ealing.
Back.
Scottish have to go herring back for it. Under pressure again.
high from 13.
High tackle called on Otway.
Yeah, you're good. There's your mark, okay.
Chance for Scottish to get this out of their half. Sounded like decent contact, stayed in play. That's halfway.
Rock forward.
7 peeling off is Riley.
Thank you. Hey guys, white's on the, sorry, green's on the white line, please. 5 called. 5 called.
5-man line up.
7, you're too close.
Scottish hooker is Tom Russell.
Guys, do a little more. Thank you very much. Coming back.
Not the most effective line out for Scottish. Gone forwards and yet another scrum down.
Over the cross, guys.
Wind whistling around the gantry over this side of the pitch. Gives some idea of the strength of the wind and just how difficult it is when the ball is in the air for these guys. This is Scottish breaking forward, and they've done very well. Into the Ealing half. Need it feeding back, and they got a penalty. Hardman wanted to take it quickly.
We have 0 tolerance towards appealing now on this, so just careful with your team, please.
Penalty to Scottish, and it's going to be, they're going to kick it into the corner. Max Cadigan. Touch found. Line out Scottish because it was a penalty. Tom Russell comes across. Hardman. Look at young Dwayne Peel about him. Very busy scrum half, obviously, and showing up well in the early stages. Up it goes, climbing high. That was 7 for Ealing, which is Riley again. Ealing trying to come around the back, but Scottish penalised. And referee Everett signals the Trailfinders penalty.
We'll start with scrum to you.
One Trailfinders man down, injured, so we'll just wait for attention for him. That's a new stand this season, just saw in the background there for Ealing. So gradually get this ground up to Premiership level. Take a while yet, but they're getting there. So already to go with this scrum. Trailfinders put in. Good shot by Scottish. Trailfinders break away through Ahmed. Scottish scrabbling for it. Thought they'd got it back, they hadn't. Penalised. playing the ball on the deck, and Trailfinders are going to get a chance to relieve their lines. Hefty kick downfield, fielded just inside his 22. Bloom on the chase, dropped. So Scottish will have the put in just inside the Trailfinders half.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Harman pops it in, picked up at the back by Nancy, and Harman again linking well. And Scottish showing a bit of enterprise here. Try go the other way, but that's going to be called back. So knocked on. Trailfinders pick it up. Can they glean any advantage from this? No, they can't, says referee Everett. So we're going to come back for another scrum. Two packs getting plenty of practice at scrummaging in this game. And most of these under 18s are new to this age group, just come up. It's a chance to gauge just how much progress they've made in the early part of this season. Trailfinders come again. Tough tackling by Scottish. Impressive defence. Trailfinders just lining up to come at them again. Big lad at the back, Nancy working his way through. Something you don't see as often as you used to in big-time professional rugby. Tom Russell just binding up with his two other Trailfinder mates in the front row. Popped in by Harman. The shove comes on from Trailfinders.
That wasn't out.
What are they going to conjure from here? Try and get it down into the 22. See how far they get. They don't get that far. To get a penalty, so it's going to be up to Russell to throw in for Scottish. Two locks of Taylor and O'Lanaregan. Possible throw to the front of the line out here. Well, definitely now, because they've only got 4 men in it. Go. Good for Scottish now. They've got to work their way infield. Making ground forward as well. Oh, retrieved by Trailfinders, but coming in from the wrong side. And referee Everett gives the penalty.
Guys, I also want a clear release of the tackle player, please, before we go for the ball.
Trailfinders over the touchline and inside the 22. Another chance for Russell to locate his man. Done a good job so far in the lineouts.
All of you that aren't in the line out, back 10. That includes you. Thank you.
No mistaking the instructions being given by the referee. And free kick given. Trailfinders can get this downfield and away from their own 22. No, they can't, not yet. Another go. It's a decent high kick. And it's just inside the Scottish half, but they come again. Scottish then get trapped. Whistled up again. Trailfinders set off, determined to run at the Scottish defence. Try and tire them out. He said shortage of replacements for Scottish. Find the gap down the left. Through goes Ahmed. Set up there. Good drive, penalty advantage for Trailfinders. Haven't yet found the gap, and that was the pass which went astray. This is Niansi who's been penalised for that high tackle. Referee's becoming very sharp on this. Ahmed still down, getting a bit of attention. Not to his neck, but to his right leg.
Thank you. Time on. Scrum called.
So Trailfinders up for the scrum from the penalty.
I need you on the line. On the line. 10. Get them all on the line. Crouch. Mind. Fellas, we're already in that set position. There's nowhere to go. Sort it out, please. It's been good so far.
So reset.
Crouch.
Trailfinders put in.
Bind.
It's just outside the Scottish 5-metre mark.
That's good. Hold that. It's gone.
Really picked up by McBride.
Tackle.
On the run, cross run through comes Otway. Now Trailfinders got to work something here. Away goes McBride again.
Offside here against him.
Good defence by Scottish. Got to stay alert. Instruction from the coaches: keep your eye on the ball. Trailfinders pick it up, a dink through, which comes back for DC. Whistled up by the referee. It's going to be another penalty for Trailfinders. DC. 5 metres to go for Trailfinders. There's the big number 5. Just Foley. Is he going to get there? Well, in that melee somewhere is the ball, and crashing over the referee. The whistle's up, but it's going to be yet another penalty. Trailfinders trying to push Scottish. So far, getting no return. Leighton Price, ever present in this Trailfinders side this season. Now they sweep it across, trying to find some space. Ahmed turns, he goes to the line, but in the end it's the centre, it's Tobin. The Middlesex player who puts the first points on the board and they go to Ealing Trailfinders. So it's been a while coming, but in the end they worked it effectively. Looked as though it was going to be the front row who, with a series of attacks on the Scottish line, who would get over, but then they spread it, coming through Joe Deasy and on to Nelson Tobin, and the centre over, 5 points on the board. Trailfinders troop back. Some well-earned refreshment after that foray down deep into the Scottish half. And here's DC with a conversion attempt. Again, good contact, and do the flags go up? I didn't see them, so it remains 5 points to 0. Attempt from DC just drifting wide.
Come on.
So Scottish have resisted.
Take it up.
But in the end, it was broken. The forwards, the pack of the Trailfinders doing a brilliant job. Blast their way up to the line. And then the rapier thrust of the centre of Tobin, finishing it off. So Trailfinders into the lead. Scottish restart. Mistake in the Trailfinders' defence. No whistle yet. Trailfinders get back. Is going to be a scrum down just inside or just out of the 22, just out. Here they come, packing down again. Syed Ahmed, the number 8 for Trailfinders, doing his Ben-Hur job at the back of the scrum there. Eventually peeling off, Scottish have got it. And after that little hitch kick, out onto the right wing, Scottish jink their way inside. Trailfinders so far covering. Forwards off Trailfinder, but Scottish still going. Flick it out, they've got a couple of men out here, but there's not a lot of room further down, and that means that they've got to cut inside once more. Good solid defence by Trailfinders. Hardman picks it up inside. Good carry forward by Scottish. Rumbling towards that Trailfinders line. Russell involved in the action. In comes the big number 5, Foley. Relieving kick coming in. Finds touch.
Thank you.
So Ealing leading. Scottish probably playing the more enterprising rugby at the moment.
5 again.
Just
Thank you very much.
handling errors, knock-ons punctuating this game.
Okay. Happy? It's good.
taken by
Guys, wasn't straight.
Goodfellow, but
What do you want, Greens?
this is not going
Here.
Scottish way there.
Inside the 22.
Wayward throw.
We've got one Will with an injured leg.
Another
Injured
accident.
leg.
Another accident.
Hey, Jacob, when did Will come? Will, the one with the cast on his leg. I think he's over there
Coach.
somewhere.
Bind. Set. Still in.
Taken off by the number 8. It'll take more than one man to bring him down. Eventually he's grounded. Lovely passing until that wayward one there, which has disappeared into touch down below us. Remains 5-0 to Ealing. Scottish, who made the short trip up here from their
There you go, Greens. There's
home
your
base at Richmond. Going to be a return match down there in January. Probably only
You're good.
3 miles
Thank you very much.
between them, these clubs, maybe a bit more. Ealing. Nice passing. Really need to stop beating men to gain the advantage. Kick comes in. Long chase. Down into the Scottish half, and that's into touch. Somewhere around about the 22.
Thank you. Absolutely fine. Thank you.
Up it goes.
Up too early again, both sides. You need to sort this out, please. When the ball leaves his hand, you jump. Let's sort it out again, please.
Anna Everett just explaining both sides were up early for that line out.
Yeah, no closer. Slide came off his hands.
Scrappy, but it's okay. And Scottish try and thump it across field. Well held there by Benassi.
Went back.
Ball again, it's bundled out of the ruck.
Blue line.
Going to be another line out deep in the Scottish 22.
Thank you very much. There you go, guys. Okay, but it already touched forward, it went through.
Pressure on Scottish here. Initially, they're okay. They're still not clear. Trailfinders sense the chance and really keep the pressure on. Good work by them. Scottish trying to work their way out from that position, and they get the help of the referee because Trailfinders have just infringed there.
Hold it, leg!
Behind the kicker, guys.
Not going!
Carrigan runs the ball on the top of the gantry. Remains 5-0. Trailfinders thinking that they might have snatched something in that last attack down towards the Scottish line. Wind gets up even more. It's turning into a really blustery afternoon down here at Vallis Way. Ball goes anywhere but in the right place. Certainly lands up, as far as Scottish concerned, in the wrong hands. Scottish push backwards. Riley in there, away goes the hooker. Barges his way through one tackle, takes on the second, and that is over. Is the referee going to give that? She is. McBride who gets the final touchdown. Hooker who made the initial foray and got it right up to the line. So a check on that. Trailfinders going 10-0 up shortly before half-time with the conversion to come. Scottish finding it tough now. They need to get back into this game as soon as possible. Time running out in the first half. DC the standoff with the kick. Essex County player. Round the corner kicker. Straightforward enough though. And again, against the post. No flags go up, it remains Trailfinders 10, Scottish 0. Scottish restart. Down into the 22. DC, who collected that, trying to inspire Trailfinders to work their way out of their own 22. Kick has to come. Scottish showing a willingness to run with this ball. Comes the big number 8 Nancy, who's looked the part so far. Away goes Russell. Hardman across. Attack halted with Otway to the 4 there for the Trailfinders. Picked up by Hardman as the ball threatened to run loose. Here's Nyansi. In goes Ahmed, trying to clear that out, but the whistle from the referee gives it to Scottish again inside the 22. Can't get clear. Try always. It's about 10 metres out. Trailfinders. The defence has proved good so far. Again, it's whistled up.
Number 8. On the line, fellas.
Ahmed. He's straight offside. Given Scottish the penalty. Decision time. How to work this one over the line.
Take a step back for us, please. Thank you very much.
The scrummers look pretty good. Driven Trailfinders back on a couple of occasions. They need to do it again here.
Crunch. Bind. Set. Hold it there, hold it there. Hold. Back 5.
Hardman gets it away. Now a little bit of space. Opening out down the right. Chances there, just can't quite get it over the line. Need another charge. Trailfinders across quickly, that's good defence. Penalty coming for Scottish if they don't get it over the line for the try. Frantic defence from Trailfinders and unavailing because Scottish have got the way to work their way through. So in the end it paid off. Scottish just kept on going. And this time over the line, haul it back to 10 points to 5. Trailfinders leading, conversion to come. Cadigan lines this up. He started just outside the right post and pull it in, but he doesn't pull it in enough there. And it remains 10 points to 5. Trailfinders leading after that try for Scottish.
Ealing got the ball. Okay, try to hold it.
Trailfinders just taking this opportunity of a quiet, slow walk up to restart this. Get their breath back after that intensive period when Scottish were besieging their line. Ball out from the kickoff and from the restart. And
anything else you want to tell me? Always straight out, so it's your scrum.
we're going to go back to the scrum, back to the centre spots for the scrum down.
Nice simple one for you. Yeah, well, I didn't be too happy I've taught their 4G pitch. Hey guys. Throughout time. Crutch. Bind. Set.
Good work by Trailfinders, but Scottish retrieve it, keep it moving down the left. It's the route that led eventually to the try, which they got just before in the previous move before that. And at 10-5, it's Ealing Trailfinders who lead here. Referee Hannah Everett deciding that she's seen enough of this first half. 35 minutes are up, and calls the breather for everybody concerned. Ealing Trailfinders on top then, 10 points to 5, but it also been a tremendous effort by the Scottish team. Undermanned for this match, but to pull it back with some enterprising play. And they've shown that on several occasions during this first half, that Scottish quite capable of giving Trailfinders a decent game in this second half. So, half time at Vallis Way, Trailfinders leading 10 points to 5. Welcome back to Vallis Way in this under-18 match between Ealing Trailfinders and London Scottish. Trailfinders leading 10 points to 5 at half-time, and they're due to restart. It's referee Hannah Everett who whistles us away. Scottish, who have to try and build from just inside their own 22. Ball flung back by scrum half Harry Hardman. Taken forward by Alex Brundle. And that's good work by Scottish to get themselves out of their own 22 and away downfield. Beautiful kick that just carried on going. Wind assisted down into the corner. Trailfinders now with the job. Getting themselves out of a bit of a predicament down there in the 22, and they're helped by Scottish. A Scottish transgression, and Hannah Everett just has a word. Keep the tackles down. Penalty for Trailfinders. DC eyes up the range that he needs. Wind blowing across the pitch. As you look at the picture, wind is coming from that side of the ground. Trailfinders will be in a bit of a battle. Wind assisting London Scottish. Perkins with the throw. Careless by Trailfinders, being driven back. Now in a very tricky situation. Ref brings them back. Scrum 5. Some encouragement then for Scottish. Very early stage of the second half. At times in the first half, when the Scottish pack managed to get Trailfinders going backwards, let's see if they can pull that off again. Hardman's going to fish it out now. Little interchange there, and tackle is not strong enough. Can Scottish twist and get it over? Not yet. Going to have another go. That was powder puff tackling from Ealing Trailfinders. Scottish still got it. Walker coming right the way through. The referee says okay at the moment. Another charge from Scottish. Hardman flings it away right. Big charge, and they're over. So that brings it level here at Vallis Way. 10 points apiece, and just reward for Scottish enterprise at the start of this second half. So standoff,
Back this way a
Callaghan
bit, please.
has to line this one up. Haven't had a conversion yet. 4 tries, no conversions. That's the best kick that we've seen so far. So Scottish into the lead at
Right, okay.
12-10. And Ealing, they have most of the territory in the first half. Surprisingly now, find themselves 2 points down. Good by the Scottish 8, Nancy. Keep possession, then Trailfinders snap onto the loose ball. Referee didn't like the way that it arrived in Trailfinders' hands. It was from a knock-on. Well, if nothing else, they've certainly practiced the scrummaging here.
Ealing, mind that early shove. It's a little bit early last time, okay? Crouch. Bind.
Referee Everett's kept tight rein on both these packs. It's good from Ealing, had them going backwards, but break by Callaghan. Follows up with a tackle after his kick. Now,
Hands off, Green, hands off.
Scottish is set off again. Referee shot blast on the whistle to bring them all the way back again. Pass drifting forwards.
Huh? Got in.
Get there for the next phase.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Two things, guys. One, you're not stayed for scrum. Two, I move when I'm ready, not when you push me out the way, okay? Thank you. Guys, let's go again. Scott, you're starting to twist a little on that front row. Make sure you're lined up properly. Crouch.
The instructions are clear enough.
Bind. Set. Hold.
Trailfinders. Person of McBride trying to find their way through, trying to go round the blind side, didn't make it.
Tackle, not forward, then not forward here. No advantage. Come back.
Two more knock-ons.
Blue flanker off the arm.
I think that was Joe Whittaker. Who was called there by Anna Everett.
Bind. Set.
Trailfinders shove it forward. But, as McBride just being caught in possession. Good tackle coming in from Scottish. Ball hammered down towards the Scottish line, and eventually good kick upfield. Is it going to go into touch? Just eludes Trailfinders.
Stop appealing. Guys, not taking that, I'll take the line. Don't appeal to me. No. How many guys? Four?
Scottish in the lead at the start of the second half. That early try. 12 points to 10. Trailfinders. Scrappy line out. It's on for Ahmed, the number 8, shown up prominently throughout this game. Neat kick. Good covering by Scottish. Trailfinders up quickly. Hardman. Ahmed. Bagela is disgusted with himself, really.
Guys, step.
Carrigan makes decent ground for Scottish.
You nearly caught it, we'll go there. Numbers, guys, 5. 5 then, guys. There's your mark, guys. That's good for me.
Carrigan.
Go back.
Handling errors are plenty, I'm afraid, in this game, which is disrupting the flow of it. Trailfinders trying to find a way through, and sheer persistent gets them a few yards. Tackle from Nancy, the Scottish number 8. Trailfinders have to kick in the end. It's a good crossfield kick. Good chase as well, but brilliant. Get out of danger there. Locked up by Bloom. Pink. Pink has suffered a bit there. He got pulled out of the way by Scottish.
Thank you. I've stopped play, and I'm going to deal with the incident on here. If you want to keep your penalty, you'll be quiet. Sorry, my mistake. I've just got here. I've stopped the game. I'll deal with it, please.
So it's Pink who was being dragged back here by the shirt.
But I'm not releasing. Unfortunately, just a violent play here. Okay, penalty only, reversed against you. All right? Stand here. Jump in head first. Okay? So,
The result of that is a
come through. Press.
reversal of the decision.
Let them go. And then bang into the ground. There's no need for it. It's dangerous play. And penalty's coming first. Okay? You've already won the ball.
Ben Pink needing a bit of attention.
Sound sensible? Huh? I didn't get a number. Half team haven't got them. Sorry guys, here. Guys, you can come in a little. Okay, fine. Real penalty.
That's halfway line. So Trailfinders could work something from here.
We've got a decision, guys. Okay, thanks. On the 5.
Perkins hands it to DC, who's got the job of getting this ball as far downfield as he likes. Gets it into touch, probably not as far as he actually liked.
Okay, you good there? Full line, full line.
Still
full.
12 points to 10, Scottish lead.
7.
This is a chance if Trailfinders can keep the ball in hand. They could make significant inroads into Scottish territory. First job completed, now they've got to start spreading the ball. Ahmed was the man who led the charge. Picked up by McBride. Scottish have got some work to do in defence here. Trailfinders spread their resources well. They've got a chance to get through on the far side. Kindundu. Ball comes back nicely, and the pack completes the job.
That's more like it, Ealing.
So that was built well from a decent platform. Worked their way across the field and over for the try, which puts them back in the lead at 15-12. Let's get the impression that Scottish starting to lose a bit of steam. They're just running out. They've got no replacements to bring on, and they're having to resist this Ealing Trailfinders team, who have refreshed a couple of players, particularly in the pack, and so that now gives the Trailfinders the 15 points to 12 advantage. Conversion to come. DC right out on the far touchline. Slings that through. Takes them up to 17-12. Scottish now on the back foot. Centre Tobin, who's produced 2 tries in this match so far. Got a lot of distance on that kick, and Trailfinders are going to have to restart from inside their own 22. They're going well. Scottish can't rip this ball back. Kick comes. Heads downfield, just bounces just in play and over the line. Excellent kick. Callaghan up there quickly as well to prevent the throw-in being taken. A line out. And
5 called.
5 in the line out. Again, great position here for Trailfinders. Leading 17 points to 12. One more try. Let's get the impression would put the game out of reach of Scottish.
Fellas, hold it, sorry. Whistle not loud enough. Brace yourself, guys.
Brief hold up, not quite sure why.
Huh?
Something going on.
Yeah, you're good. On the line.
Off the pitch.
Guys, we made the... Okay, thank you very much. Time on.
Time back on. We go with a line out, pinched by Scottish. Scottish work their way again through their 22. The ball just go forwards there. Yes, it did. Unfortunate pass, not quite accurate enough. Scottish, just when it looked promising, they might be able to work their way out of their 22 and down on that right. Called back, yet another scrum. Trailfinders, yet again, in a good position.
Crutch. Bind. Set.
Ball in from McBride.
Out.
Where they come. Nicely done, had men outside him, but couldn't get it away.
Either way, you can't reclaim if you're on the floor. Right forward first. Blue ball.
Scottish pegged back in their own 22. Could need something special if they're going to pull this game out of the fire and collect the points.
Crutch. Bind. Set.
Scottish ball in from Hardman. The shove on from Trailfinders. Have to move quickly, Scottish, and they do. Neatly done out of defence. Good running rugby. Ball out on the far side of the field. That for a while was looking so good for Scottish. Trailfinders doing well to just push them out that side of the field. Ended up in the hands of Riley, but
down. They've had one in the bag. This is your first warning, okay?
whistle interrupting the play far too much during this game. It's been stop-start, rather scrappy. Few moments where the teams have managed to put together a couple of coherent moves, but otherwise it's been a bit disappointing. Good run here though. Scottish having got into the Ealing half. Now need to push on. That's a good run through. Good fellow. Hardman can't find it. He can't find it because Trailfinders have got it. Man down is Finley McBride.
Thank you. Time off, fellas. Need water, bring it on. Guys, can I just put the ball down here?
Bit of refreshment call for.
Okay.
Been a hard second half.
About 15.
So about 15 minutes to go of this match. Trailfinders with the lead, 17 points to 12. And Scottish needing to get something on the board as soon as possible. Situation they were in just before half time, and they need to do it again. Did it then? No reason why they can't now.
Guys, let's go.
Chase this, Rudy. Up here.
Goodfellow making the break there. Here comes the kick down into the 22. So it's going to be a Scottish line out in a good position. Great chance for them to get back on terms and into the lead.
Guys, I need a much bigger gap than that. That's better. Need it challenging that game down. Bring, just because they're moving doesn't mean you move as well. Okay, you stay where you are.
Good steal. Trailfinders doing well. Capture the ball, keep hold of it. Leighton Price bringing it out to the 22. Foley and Vergela is in there. Big locks. Oh, well, that was unfortunate for Dacey because he just took his eyes off it. Was looking where he was going to kick that ball once it had arrived in his hands. Got there a little bit too quickly. Down it went. And having looked as though Trailfinders had negotiated that little bit of pressure, they now found them back under again.
Ready? Crutch. Bind. Set. No, all I'm saying is 6-1, half a dozen of the other, all right, lads? All right, we've got 30 minutes left. Been good so far. Let's get us back to what it was. Crouch. Bind. Set.
The cleanest, Hardman. Carrigan. Good tackle. Scottish trying to go the long way round. So DC penalised, coming in off his feet. Carrigan takes it swiftly. Support there for Scottish. Now they go again for the line. That's the hooker Russell. Can't quite get there twice. He's made good burst towards the line. Not quite got there himself.
Hold it. No quick. Captain. Green captain. I don't need you as well. I don't need you as well. Okay. Got a couple in this area. Seven's drawing my attention a lot. Okay, he needs to be disciplined on his game. Okay, that was silly coming through like that. Clearly offside.
What was all that on the floor there?
It's offside. Still. They came through too quickly. His ruck had formed. He can't go through.
Who's 7? When the ball
I believe I've made my decision. You need to keep him quiet, not focus on my game. Okay.
Lewis Birkin's getting told, and Neil Riley being warned.
Hey guys, that's the centre of the scrum on the tee.
Game of scrums this match here at Vallis Way. Ealing leading 17 points to 12. Scottish on the front foot.
Bind. Set. Still in. Stay.
Goes. Hardman fishes it out. Carrigan. More good running towards the Trailfinders line. Ball. Well, it's free. Trailfinders snap up the loose ball. There goes DC. You can hear it. Shinyuku trying to do something down this right. Using the big man. But Hayler. Penalty, Scottish. Carrigan. That one's not going to find touch. And over the dead ball line, bottom end.
Okay, so if he's rolled over, and even though he's still got it, he's still got your arms up around it. Okay, if you let it go, chance are he's going to ping offside. Scrum back.
So it's Vagela who was penalised there, and the penalty drifting out over the dead ball line. So we're back again for a scrum down. Succession of these scrums. Disrupted the flow of the game right the way through.
Bind. Set.
Right.
Hey guys. Okay, again, give them the benefit out of the early shove, and I'm giving you the same. Okay, sort it out, hold your body weight. Let's go again. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Trailfinders put in.
Hold it, still in.
Thought it was coming out through Riley. Scottish didn't let them go though. Now they've got to hold them again.
Tackle! Blue race, thank you. Take them back. Okay. Perhaps
kick, DC. Eventually safely in Scottish hands. Downfield again. Trailfinders going to come from inside their own half.
Back up. Oh, leave it, thank you.
Now the break. Needs somebody to make the tackle on the stand-up, who is DC.
Numbers, guys. Back to 5.
First up tackles now, lads. Come on, come on.
There you go. There's your mark, Greens. Okay, no closer, please.
Fagela thought about coming into the line and then thought better of it.
Advantage.
Scottish. Bit of space down this left for them. Get the pass away. Scottish there for Hardman. Taken on by Nancy. Trailfinders thought they could get it back. They can't.
Who's there? He's on his feet. Second man arriving. 6 holding on. Line's good. Line. Wait a sec.
DC again.
Final 5.
Just about on the 10-metre mark.
Thank you.
Referee penalising
Therefore,
Goodfellow for holding on
Okay, that's a good gap.
after initially giving Scottish
Ball called.
the penalty, or at least signalling that way.
Green, somebody's close that gap. Blue, take half a step. Greens, take half a step. And half of a bigger step. Thank you. All behind him, please, guys. 8.
The closing stages of this
There we
match.
go.
Ealing Trailfinders leading 17 points to 12. Only score of the second half. Trying conversion. Bit of sunshine breaking through after it's been heavy cloud for most of the match.
There you go.
Cold, blustery day here at Vallis Way.
Crouch.
Well, the game is there to be won now. One bit of enterprise, touch of genius, might pull it off on either side. Let's see who's got it in them. So again, kicked on by Hardman. Found at the back by Trowbridge. Nice dummy and breakthrough. Tackling not effective enough, but eventually it's the break for Perkins and Trailfinders. Now they go again through Otway. Good take, good run, good finish. That could well be the decisive score. Trailfinders in the corner by DC. Excellent piece of work. Ball looking a little bit elusive. He's a tall lad. Reached out, got it, collected it, and finished. Exactly what was required. So 10 points the difference now. And time running out. DC lining up the kick. He's had a couple of good ones so far in this match. Good, just round it all off by popping this one over. Well launched.
One to go, fellas. Last
So
minute.
this will probably be the last play after this restart. Ealing
One,
Trailfinders,
less than one.
job done.
Last minute.
10 points the difference. Trailfinders just keep hold of the ball until time runs out, and then they can just clear it. That's the penalty though for Scottish.
4 off your feet.
Scottish needing a converted try and a penalty or a drop goal to get something out of this match.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you can't end on a penalty. Depends what they do with it, but yes, it should be. There you go. Numbers, guys? We've got a full line.
Just being explained to
On the
Trailfinders
line,
that
guys, on the line!
when a penalty has been given, you've got to complete that move. Scottish in the line out. So far, good defence. Ball dribbles
Guys, it's
back.
come forward here in the pickup.
And I think with a knock on, that is going to be it. It is. Referee Hannah Everett calls close to the proceedings. Victory for Trailfinders. Solid performance. Perhaps not as free running and as enterprising as Scottish. Scottish can just count themselves unlucky that they probably run out of resources more than anything else. And having been in the lead at one stage early in the second half, they just conceded those last couple of tries, and that gave Ealing the victory. Rather scrappy match, too much whistle, rather too many scrummages. But at full time, it's Ealing Trailfinders who come out on top by 10 points, and they collect their second win in this league. Two or three decent performances amongst the Trailfinders side. Halfbacks went well, McBride and DC. It's good. Ahmed, the number 8, powerful runs at times. Lewis Perkins, the hooker, is also in decent form. And as far as the Scots were concerned, well, again, halfbacks to the fore. Tom Russell, the hooker, was another man who did particularly well. And the back row, good fellow Whittaker and Nyancy also showed up on occasions. The referee applauding these under-18s. Promise there, but plenty to work on. Maybe, just maybe, we caught a glimpse there of the star of the future. Good sportsmanship as ever, right at the end of proceedings. Scottish left to reflect on things and knowing full well that come January, when they play again against Ealing Trailfinders, there'll be a good chance of them getting some sort of revenge. So at the end of 70 minutes, intense rugby. It's a victory for Trailfinders. And we'll be going down touch side in just a moment to find out the verdict from the Trailfinders angle. Reflections on a 10-point win. And it was just at the end where they eased away from Scottish. Scottish running out of steam a bit towards the end. 2 tries from the Trailfinders, putting them 10 points clear. Trailfinders, privileged team to be able to utilise the facilities here. Club that is really going places. Maybe their first team will make the Premiership soon. Certainly every chance of doing so. Got a feeling that, confident feeling amongst the cognoscenti here that they could beat Newcastle this season, and that would certainly confirm their pedigree. But a word too about Scottish, who have been right the way down to the bottom of the pyramid and have fought their way back up and are now just on the verge of consolidating their place in the top echelons of the league. And these are the players who will have to do it somewhat in the future. Let's go down to the touchline now and get the views of Trailfinders Lewis Perkins.
How did you feel the match went?
Yeah, good. We started off quite strong, and we got ourselves into good positions. Threw a couple of opportunities away, but we came back with good intensity and got over the line for a few tries and got the win. Yeah.
Okay. What are your ambitions for the season?
Just take this momentum on to the next game, start strong, and yeah, hopefully carry on getting over the line for the rest of the season and getting a few more wins.
Okay. What did you think of your own performance out there?
Personally, I thought I started strong, and I thought I was going well at the beginning. Started to get a bit tired halfway through, but yeah, kept on fighting and held out for the rest of the game.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Lewis Perkins, very mature response from him, the Middlesex County player and captain of Ealing Trailfinders. One for the future, perhaps? We shall see. Certainly did his job towards the end of the proceedings. Tough man, and one of the stars that will no doubt appear in the Ealing Trailfinders team of the future. So that's just about it from Vallis Way. We've got more possibilities of showing the Ealing youngsters in the future, and for the time being they've won this one. Their season is all neatly set up, and Scottish obviously will be returning down to Richmond with plenty to think about. It's Ealing winning this by 10 points. Ealing Trailfinders 22, London Scottish 12.